afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of MSME Masterclass. We welcome Dr. G. Rameshkumar as our esteemed speaker for today's masterclass on decoding government financial schemes for MSME success. Dr. Rameshkumar brings an exceptional 25-year career spanning leadership roles in the finance sector. Currently serving as the Director General of MSME Bharat Manch, he has been instrumental in championing the cause of MSMEs and driving innovative financial solutions. With a strong educational foundation, including a BCom from KJ Somayas, a PGDBA in Marketing and Finance from SIS Mumbai, and Strategic Management training from IIM Ahmedabad, Dr. Rameshkumar combines academic excellence with practical expertise. His vast experience includes impactful stints as VP of Muthoot Finance and National Head at Rupee Boss, where he led significant financial initiatives. In this session, Dr. Rameshkumar will demystify the landscape of government financial schemes, empowering MSMEs with actionable insights to unlock growth opportunities. We look forward to gaining from his deep knowledge and strategic vision. Please join me in welcoming Dr. G. Rameshkumar. Welcome, sir. We're pleased to have you today with us.
Hey, namaste.
So we'll start with our first question for today's session, which is, what are the key government financial schemes currently available for MSMEs in India?
See, in the last couple of years, we have seen a lot of schemes and subsidies that has been launched by the Ministry of MSME under the Government of India, from the central office. And then there are also schemes from the state government and from the local government also. The challenge is most of these schemes are not aware to the MSMEs, that is the last mile MSME community. And of course, a lot of trust has been taken to create awareness. So a couple of them are the CGTMSE scheme, that is a credit guarantee trust fund for micro small entrepreneurs. Then there is this procurement and marketing support scheme where they get support for participation in the any fairs or exhibitions, domestic or international. And then there is a scheme called PMEGP, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, which is, and the CMEGP, that is from the state government's Chief Minister's Employment Generation Program. Likewise, there are more than 800 to 1000 plus MSME schemes which are launched across the country.
Wow. So how can businesses identify the most suitable scheme based on their needs?
Well, in terms of identification, what we have done herein is we are trying to create a lot of awareness program in the form of creating webinars, seminars and sessions on a regular basis. We have a model which we have built along with another company, which is a fintech company, where once you put your Udyam registration number, the system will pull out the relevant schemes which is applicable to the respective MSME in their area or their sector. So that becomes more comfortable for them to filter those relevant schemes, so that instead of going through all the schemes and spending their valuable time. So that is how we identify the different kind of schemes basically.
Sir, because you mentioned about the Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises in your first response, I wanted to check with you on how do schemes like these benefit small businesses?
Can you just come back once again?
Sure. How do schemes like Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises benefit small businesses?
Yeah, the Credit Guarantee Fund Trust is the CGTMSE. Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, CGTMSE has been a breather to many startups, where earlier the limit was the MSEs, not the medium. The micro and the small entrepreneurs up to 50 crore turnover could go and avail loan up to 1 crore. That 1 crore has gone up to 2 crores earlier in the past, and very recently it has been enhanced to 5 crores. So up to 5 crore one can apply for a CGTMSE loan without any collateral, purely based on their the DPR, the detailed project report, what we call. And herein it is a initiative by the Ministry of MSME with SIDBI to guarantee the lender that the particular scheme is going to be made available to the MSMEs, and they are ensuring the repaying of the particular loan in case if there is a default. So that is how the guarantee fee is also collected from the MSMEs.
Now, sir, if we had to talk about the common challenges, could you share with our attendees what are some of the most common challenges that MSMEs face in addressing government financial support?
As I mentioned earlier, the biggest challenge is awareness, because what is the use of all the 800 plus 1000 schemes if they are launched and if they are not made available or not made aware about the same to the last mile. Now you handpick any MSME entrepreneur and you will find that they will not be aware about any of the schemes. So this is a huge challenge basically. Now at one side there are different schemes which are launched, on the other side the schemes are not made aware. So there is a huge vacuum that is created, and I believe this challenge has to be mitigated by initiatives from the government of India, both at the central level and at the state level, to reach out to the MSMEs, to various forums, associations like our forum, which is MSME Bharat Manch, which is a one-stop shop for all MSMEs. So we create awareness on those lines. Likewise, there could be a lot of other associations, MSME associations, including different chamber of commerce, whether it is FICCI, CI, Indian Merchant Chambers. They all could come together and create a drive to create an awareness, and that's how these challenge can be taken care of, and the MSME will get to know about it and then they can avail for it.
Got it. And in terms of benefits, so can you tell us what are the benefits of subsidies provided under government schemes for MSMEs?
When you talk about benefits, of course, I mentioned about CGTMSE, how it is going to benefit up to 5 crore loan that can be taken care of. In the same way, there's another scheme called PMEGP, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Now, in this particular program, it is specifically targeting the startups for manufacturing unit up to 50 lakhs and for service industry up to 20 lakhs. Now, beyond which, they will also get a subsidy of 25 to 35% of the total loan amount as in the form of FD, which will be formed for the next 3 years, and they can redeem it after 3 years. So likewise, then there are this procurement and marketing support scheme, which I highlighted. Now, what happens here is, if you participate in an exhibition or a trade fair, up to 100%, the entire expenses is going to get reimbursed, especially for a woman entrepreneur. And if it is for a male entrepreneur, it is 80%. 80% of them gets reimbursed. So these are the benefits. And then there are Mudra loan, which is up to 50,000, Shishu, Kishore and Tarun. There are up to, for Kishore, Shishu it is 50,000. For the Tarun it is up to 10 lakhs. And then there is up to 5 lakhs also, So that's for Kishore. Now, recently there was an amendment that the 10 lakh has increased to 20 lakhs. For existing MSMEs who have already taken a loan and have paid it on time and have a very good track record, so they can even go to 20 lakhs. So these are the couple of benefits which in terms of financing, which the MSME sector has been kind enough to launch and give it to the MSMEs.
So you mentioned about Mudra loans. We would just take a minute of yours to understand more in detail about that. Can you share with our attendees how can businesses leverage schemes like Mudra loans for working capital use?
Definitely, this is a scheme which can be taken in the form of working capital. See what happens for a new aspiring entrepreneur is when they start their setup, they have a huge challenge to get in funds, to have access to the funds, and that is the ultimate reason and the purpose for Mudra loan to get launched as low as 50,000, 5 lakhs and 10 lakhs. So even for your working capital need, or it could be your general expenses, whatever is which you need to spend for your business, Mudra loan happens to be the best platform or the best channel to avail in. These are availed through from PSU banks, public sector banks, and basically that's how the entire support comes in for them in the form of working capital and all.
Okay, now moving on to our next question. So, how can MSMEs ensure timely repayment of loans to maintain eligibility for future schemes?
We always, we being in the industry for more than 20-25 years, what we have seen is one has to, any borrower for that matter, has to be very, consistent in repaying their loans, the existing loans on time. So that shows in your CIBIL report, and where the score goes up, and anything above 700 to 750 is a good score, which indicates that you have a very good credit history, and that is where it gives a lot of confidence to the lenders to offer further loans in the future. So that is how I believe every MSME entrepreneur should be very clear about not defaulting at all. Even if they should make an attempt to ensure, because if any default will definitely bring a red mark in their entire history, and that will affect their further request for loans. So this is how it actually works. The framework works in basically.
And in terms of documentation, so what documentation is required for applying to the key financial schemes?
For established MSMEs, basically, if you're looking at an unsecured loan or a secured loan, the last 3-year financial statements, the ITR, balance sheet, profit and loss statement, and your 1-year banking statement, and your 1-year GST statement, if it is applicable. Now, these are the specific relevant documents which any lender, whether it is a public sector bank or a private bank or an NBFC, will ask for. And this is all the basic documents which is required to be furnished.
And how can MSMEs collaborate with industry bodies to gain better access to financial schemes?
As I mentioned earlier, for better access to the kind of the credit, you have to be very determined, and you have to be very consistent in paying all your existing loans on time. That will give a positive remark in your CIBIL report, and that will also show your consistency of paying capacity and timely repayment of any of the loans, which will indulge in you getting approval for further loans, basically from the financial institutions.
Got it. So what is the process for applying to government-backed financial programs?
Beg your pardon?
What is the process for applying to government-backed financial programs? If I am an MSME and I have to apply, what is the process that I have to go through?
So basically, you will have to, for PMEGP scheme. Now there are different processes. Now for PMEGP, as I was mentioning, it requires approval from the KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, and you will have to apply through the KVIC portal. You will have to. There's the basic requirements which you need to fill in terms of your your KYC details and your application and your project report, the CMA, what you call, or we call it as a DPR, detailed project report. And so that is then scrutinized by the KVIC team for further approval, and then it is taken up with the respective bank where you have highlighted or you have selected, and the bank will then take it forward to release the disbursement of the loan amount. Likewise, every scheme has got their own way of procedures and protocol and discipline in terms of applying, and these are the ways one can look into. You may have to even so there is this website, champions for MSMEs, and from the website also you can find out different portals. There are different portals available, and for banks, funding is concerned, they could reach out to different banks and apply for the credit directly to the PSU or the private banks.
So my next question to you is, how can businesses ensure compliance with the eligibility criteria of these schemes?
So as far as compliance is concerned, it is very important that you have to ensure the regulatory norms are taken care of. It could be different parameters. There are different factors, which are to be studied and considered. Now, be it a central government scheme or a state government scheme, there are a set framework which is given, where you have to comply with their requirements, and I think that's something which you will have to follow with due diligence and respective discipline. So that's how I think the compliance has to be followed. Yeah, there cannot be any shortcuts. End of the day, it has to be thoroughly abided by their their calculation and their flow of expertise, flow of expectation from that particular scheme, basically.
Got it, understood. So my next question to you is on, what are the steps to access export incentives under government schemes?
Export incentives under government schemes, there are multiple schemes that have been launched for export to boost bilateral trades between India and abroad, and there has been a lot of schemes which have been I may not be able to tell you specifically which are the schemes, but generally it is seen that there is a lot of emphasis given to exporters, to emphasis on do transaction abroad, and for which there are trade fairs and exhibitions which are conducted internationally, and these are encouraged for the MSMEs to participate, so that they can come to a dialogue with the external companies, foreign collaborations, and that can boost up their business also, and that will increase that will give a positive impact to the GDP of our country.
Got it. So how can businesses navigate the digital platforms for scheme applications?
So this is something digital. See, today is the era of digitization, and I believe everything is getting online, and AI is playing a very important role. So if you see, even there are portals, apps which can generate a disbursal of your funds within fraction of minutes instead of you going to the bank. So that is the kind of digitization which is happening in the country today, and in the days to come, this is going to be a game changer end of the day, because unlike you getting into a paperwork format and applying for loans and all of that, so everything is digitized. It's already started, in fact, but because of the lack of know-how, many people must not have even applied through those platforms. But however, they should take effort to understand the whole format in a way that that can be made accessible to all the MSMEs, basically. Yeah.
Moving on, sir, how do government financial schemes help foster innovation and R&D for smaller businesses?
For smaller businesses, there is a lot of ideas which comes from startups, but they may not know how to whom to approach and what would be the way in which you are there to make a success in that particular area. If I may not, if I'm correct, they should have proper flow of knowledge in terms of how it has to be organized, and then they can try to get to a success of that particular thing. Yeah.
So, what key performance indicators, which is KPIs, are needed to track the impact of these schemes on business growth?
Yeah, as far the KPI is concerned, as I mentioned, consistency in the track record of your credit score when it comes to finance, and because that's very important. So CIBIL score, I've been reiterating about it in all my forums, on all my talks, and so that is the fundamental thing in the finance is concerned. And in other areas of work, it could be the timely commitment which you are giving to the your suppliers and the vendors of how you are able to complete your task on time without any much delay, because all that factors are very important for in this era, that so that you can grow to the next level of it. So I think these are all a couple of things which we need to look into it. Yeah.
What role do state-specific financial programs play in supporting MSMEs?
Right. So state-specific finance schemes you're talking about, right? So I mentioned about that, like how PMEGP is from the Prime Minister's and at the central level. The same way, the state level also, from the CM's level, Chief Minister's level, also there is a scheme called CMEGP, Chief Minister's Employment Generation Program. So these are all schemes given at the state levels. So and it depends from different state to state, and initiatives are all being taken at the end of the day by every government desk. But the awareness is something which I see is a huge gap there. So, but it will definitely. So the even at the state level also, if there could be a campaign that can be run to create this awareness, will bring a lot of impetus to in the lives of every MSME today. Yeah.
So my next question to you is on the schemes that promote technological upgradation. According to you, how can MSMEs benefit from schemes that promote technological upgradation?
As I said, technology is today enabler basically, and you can't do away with the technology. You need to have all the system automated platform for your growth. You just can't follow the old conventional or traditional way of doing business. So technology from that perspective will play a very important role and very vital role in the lives of MSMEs, and they need to be followed by the MSMEs.
How can businesses effectively use government funds to scale operations?
So if you see the funds which is there from the government of India, which has been launched, there is a scheme called NATS and NAPS, National Apprenticeship Training Scheme, and herein around 5,000 crore fund has been allocated to the budget to ensure that new joinees, especially the graduate, diploma holders and the undergraduates, should be placed in all the companies with 30 plus employees. And the 2.5 to 25% of the total workforce has to be placed with these candidates who would work as trainees. And the government pays a stipend of 4,500 per graduate per month. And if it is a diploma holder, it is 4,000 rupees per diploma holder per month, and 1,500 in the case of undergraduate. So what happens is if you have fixed up a salary of 15,000 for a graduate, the government pays 4,500, and as a MSME you just have to pay the difference amount, that is 10,500. So there is a huge saving end of the day, a total of 54,000 which you can save per graduate for one full year. And it is in the case of diploma holder around 48,000, and likewise. So this is something which will boost MSMEs to give employment opportunities to the employees, the new joinees, so that it can be the educated unemployment can be curbed, and so there could be they could be able to contribute to the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister of ensuring employment to all the youth and skill them basically. So these are all different schemes which are available. Likewise, there are many of them. If I'm going to talk about it, it will take hours and hours. So these are some, just sharing a few of those important schemes which can make a huge difference in the lives of MSMEs and students.
So my last question to you is, what role do banks and financial institutions play in facilitating these schemes?
See, today there is a lot of emphasis from the banks and NBFCs that they want to reach out to the MSMEs in a very aggressively, and reach out to them on a basis where they don't miss out on anyone. So that is why companies like us, Rupee Boss Financial Services, which is a kind of a national distributor for 100 plus banks and NBFCs. So we work alongside with the banks and NBFCs to reach out to MSMEs, and we see that there could be products like unsecured business loan that can be offered, secured business loan like a loan against property, or a property against which it could be a commercial property or a residential property, or it could be products like supply chain finance, bill discounting. These are all products which have been launched by the banks, so that this could be there could be support from the banks and NBFCs also, and they also have a huge pressure and targets to achieve their numbers in terms of reaching out to the MSMEs. So I think all this will definitely, the ecosystem is already set up right now, and every stakeholder has to do their bit of offering, or in terms of whatever support to the MSME, so that we can achieve the vision of 2047 Viksit Bharat, a developed economy in the years to come. And it would be a win-win situation for all of them. Yeah.
Right. With that, we've come to the end of today's episode. Dr. Kumar, thank you so much for being with us and for sharing insights and intel on such an important and credible topic for our attendees. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
For our attendees who are online, you can go on GSW1 MSME on YouTube to check out all our videos, including the current one. And I hope you've not missed any part of the current episode, but if you have, you will find the episode uploaded there. Thank you once again, Doctor. Bye-bye.
Thank you.